feel like sending kids to summer camp is much more stressful than freaking sending them to school. I'm finna kill that. That's not gonna last long in this house. Hello, hi, glass of wine. I forgot how crazy this summer gets when Love Island is on. Hello, friends. Do you see that empty shelf over there? That's gonna bother the hell out of me because there's nothing. I gotta find something. I'm gonna move those picture books that I have right there. I'm gonna move some of them up because that empty shelf is gonna drive me absolutely insane. It looks that way because I ended up shifting my collection that way, and we've been doing a scanning project. I finished a scanning project, and those numbers are embarrassing. They're very embarrassing. I'm not going to talk about that here because I said I was never going to do the Read It, Unhaul It, TBR takedown. Like, that was not going to be me. I was never going to shoot those videos. And then I did the scanning project and I said, oh, sis, you don't really have a choice. So I will be doing those videos. This is just me getting back into possibly considering doing weekly vlogs. We're going to see how it goes in the month of June. And then if it goes well in the month of June, I may just make it a thing for the rest of the year. Because I do like vlogging. I miss weekly vlogging, and I feel like primarily my vlogging this year has been project based, and I kind of just want to chillax and vlog during the week. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep it cute, keep it cozy, keep it classy. Which is, I'm none of those. I'm cute, but I'm not cozy or classy. I will never claim those things. Look, by the way, at this cute cup. I hate that it sweats because it's not insulated properly, but it does sweat. But listen, I'm a single parent on a budget. Your girl can't afford a Stanley. My child has a Stanley cup. She's 5. I didn't buy it. That was a gift for her. My child has a Stanley. I refuse to buy myself a Stanley because I'm not paying that much for a cup. 5 and below. 5 and, is it 5 and below or 5 below? I don't know the correct name of that store. That's a shame. But listen, I love this cup. It's me. I'm the problem. Always. I'm always a problem. But it's helping with my water intake. I've got to do better on so many different things. I've got to do so much better. I was doing better, and then let me tell you, that family nonsense that I had go on crash and burn everything of my life. So what are we doing here? What is this vlog? So I thought also that it would help if my weekly vlogs were thematic in some way, right? They were theme based. And because waiting to do projects, I think, first of all, weekly vlogs are consistent content. Shout out to my girl Brie at Locked Booktition, because her vlog content has always given me life, but I love that she's doing so many vlogs because it's feeding my soul, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. It's a very selfish thing for me to say, but I love Brie's vlogs like so much. I love Brie's vlogs. They're so comforting. They're my favorite videos to watch on YouTube, okay? Hands down. I love a good vlog. My girl Liv never miss a vlog. What's so funny is that I watch a lot of people's content. I just don't comment. So people don't know that I exist. People don't know that I watch their content. It'll be randomly that, like, if I'm doing something and I've seen someone else do it and then I mention it in a video, people are like, oh, like, you watch? Yes. I do random things on the internet, the interwebs. I probably shouldn't say that. That's probably very awkward. But I thought that if I did things thematically outside of, like, it's not project, but just kind of an overall theme, right? Not one that's hyper specific or anything like that. Things that where I can read what I would typically read during a week, but find some interesting ways to kind of motivate me to read for the week. So this week, we are allowing other creators to choose how many pages I read for a day. Now, here's the thing. I'm not telling them that, right? They have no idea that this is going on. And I am giving credit for all of this, because Leandra at Leandra TBR0, Leandra, I'm hoping I'm saying your channel name correctly. Leandra is another content creator whose videos are just comfort. And I know she probably sick of me because I watch every video that she puts out and I never comment. But honey, I watch every one of your videos and I have got to do better, but I watch so many content creators on TV. And so the ability for me to comment is just kind of like not there because it's on the TV. When I do turn on my TV, that's what's on my TV. So Leandra did this. I can't remember when she did this video, but it had to be recently, where she DM'd or texted or whatever creators or friends and had them choose a number. She set the number, they chose a number, and that was the number of pages that she had to read for the day. And I was like, oh, that sounds fun, right? And so this is completely her idea. This is not something that I've come up with. The first time I had seen it done was on her channel. I don't know if it's been done elsewhere, but I was like, one day I will aspire to do that. This is the week. This is the week in which I'm going to do that. And my first person that I contacted was Robin. Literally was talking to Robin last night about how much I needed to do this TBR takedown thing, right? And how much I needed to read down my physical TBR. And we're amped and excited for it, but baby girl, it's not happening until the end of the month. And Robin has all these amazing ideas of how we're gonna get this TBR under control, because only Robin and 2 other humans know the exact number of unread books that I have. And I'm not prepared to say it on the internet yet. Like, the numbers that I've heard of other people, I will put them to shame. And so I'm not proud of it at all. And that's solely because I read so much from the library, but that's not why we're here. So Robin, I randomly texted her today and I was like, choose a number between 100 and 400. And Robin, literally, this is why I love Robin. Robin asked no questions. She didn't say like, what is this for? What is this about? Robin literally just said 256. That's it. That's all she said. She didn't ask what it was for, what it was related to, nothing. She just said 256. So tomorrow, since today is Sunday, it is late. Like I said, I just got finished filming my May wrap up. I've got some stuff. Tomorrow's my kids' first day of summer camp. God, I feel like sending kids to summer camp is much more stressful than freaking sending them to school. It's like all of these little pieces and parts, and I'm like, what is going on here? It's so much stuff and it's so expensive. I literally just paid my car off and I was like, great, just in time for me to start paying for summer camp for the month. Like, you have to pay for Monday through Thursday, but Fridays are not included because it's field trip day. And so that's a separate thing. And then 2 weeks prior, like 2 weeks at the end of the summer, is not included in the traditional summer camp. It's the end of the year, end of the summer celebration for 2 weeks where they do all this stuff. That cost more than the other stuff. And then there's still a week before school where there's no camp. And so it's so much money. It's so much money. And I'm like, holy freaking gosh, it's so much money. Okay. Either way, we knew that I was not going to read 256 pages today because of everything under the sun that I had going on. I had to wash and retwist my hair. I had to retwist her hair and beat it, do laundry, get things prepped for summer camp. I go back to work for the first time in like 4 or 5 days tomorrow. So I was like, yeah, you know what? We're not going to officially start until Monday. So Robin is my first person for tomorrow. The goal is to read 256 pages. Now, I was waffling on whether I should count audiobooks in this or not, as long as I own the physical book or the physical book is checked out from library. It's my vlog. I literally can do whatever I want, however I want, but we'll see how I end up feeling. Now, The question is, what am I going to read? I have a lot of stuff I could be reading. Like a lot. I have a lot of buddy reads this month. And I said yes to a lot of things that I probably should have been like, not this month. So, like I did in my vlog with the 200, where I was talking about how I've already read 200 books this year, like a typical reading week in my life, right? With that specific video, I did mention the adult books I was reading. I just don't review them on the channel because I do want to keep this focus on, like I said, kid-lit comics. So any reviews that I do of adult materials, I save for my patrons, which I owe them a May wrap up, so that will go to them tomorrow. I was supposed to get it on Saturday, but life has been lifing. It's been really, really busy, so that will go to them tomorrow. But I am reading Great Big Beautiful Life. This is already overdue from the library. I'm only 63 pages in, so I could read some of that. I could read some of Silver Elite. I will read some of Silver Elite tonight, because I'm behind. I'm buddy reading that. But I won't count those pages that I read tonight because I want to be fair and officially start this tomorrow. But also, I have a book club that I'm a part of at work. And we are reading books for Disability Pride Month. I have 3 books that were on my shelf when I was doing my shelf stuff. And I was like, and one of them I knew had disability rep, the other 2 I did not. So honestly, Elliot, I knew had disability rep. The main character has ADHD. This is an ARC copy of this book. It came out March of 2022. Don't ask me. I think that was a work-related thing, because I was like, I don't know where that came from, and I'm pretty sure that came from work. Because we do also get ARCs as librarians every once in a blue moon. Shannon in the Spotlight. This follows a main character that has obsessive compulsive disorder, so that's an option. And then I also have The Whispering Dark, which this appears to be YA. I can't tell if this is a fantasy. It feels like it's a mystery thriller, but it could also be horror, because the cover for me is giving horror. And the main character in this one is deaf. I'm kind of leaning, the reason why I'm leaning towards this one is that last month I ended up reading a couple of young adult horror paranormal. There goes the whole damn thing. This thing, the mouse. So I end up reading Where Shadows Meet, which feels more fantasy than horror, to be honest with you. Honeysuckle and Bone, which was horror. I did like that one. I gave that one 4 stars. And then I read Deadstream by Mar Ramasco Moore. I gave that one 2 stars. I'm really pissed because I've been trying to do a better job about reading my thriller and horror books, especially in middle grade and YA, right? And I'm absolutely pissed that I ended the month with a 2-star horror and a 2-star thriller. It's like that really irritated my core. Like those were some of the final books that I read in May. Like literally May 30th, I finished both of those. I'm low-key kind of pissed about it. So I'm hoping that maybe I'm not in a middle grade mood. I feel like I burnt myself out on middle grade in March and in May, kind of, because I read a lot of middle grade in May. I'm feeling more of a YA moment and more of an adult too. So if I'm being honest with myself and not forcing myself to read 2 things that I don't, I think that we will start with The Whispering Dark by Kelly Andrew. I think this might be more of a hit than a miss. So we're going to start with this. I also have some stuff on my TBR cart that I need to read, stuff that's checked out from the library, but we will get to that a little bit tomorrow. I would talk about that tomorrow instead of trying to make that happen today. When I get to a good point of checking in, I will let y'all know. Well, I'm gonna have to check in tomorrow. I'm trying to think of who my next person should be. I know Bree has training this week, so I almost don't want to bother her. I might text Liv. I think what I will do is first thing in the morning, I will text Liv and tell her, do not ask me any questions. Just pick a number in between 100 to 400. Hopefully she's nice to me. And those will be the number of pages that I need to read for Tuesday. And then I gotta think of some other people that I want to reach out to. So after, let's see, Robin, Liv, and then so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I gotta think of 4 more, which I have 4 more people that I can ask easily, that I can ask for a number. So we'll see how it goes. Alrighty, let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Don't pay me any attention, please don't.
Told me that you wanted to crash our car for the overpass, the one over on Briley Avenue. Can't believe the words I said. How are we gonna pay for it? Instead of how could I replace you? Dropped you off at the hospital, pushed you away when I should have pulled you in and let you know that I'll never let you go. So when everything is melting down, all the sirens and the lights and sound, when you're feeling like there's no way out, I'll hold you till you're finally found. Even when you're on the edge and the thoughts are blurry in your head, I know that you can't quite see how, but you're better than you feel right now. Maybe
Okay, so I need to do an update. I had a lot going on today. Today was my child's first day of camp, and so yeah, with the first day of camp comes, you know, a lot of different things, and we just hope that she had a good day. She had a really good day. So I had to edit a wrap-up that's going on my channel tomorrow. Then I am about to sit down and edit the wrap-up that's going up on Patreon, which is my May wrap-up, but the adult titles. So I do separate wrap-ups when I do read adult stuff. Like last month, I didn't read any adult stuff. Before we got home, we stopped at the grocery store because my kid was like, "You're not making me eat pizza again." And I was like, "Facts. I just did not feel like cooking this weekend." So pizza it was, and she's like, "I had pizza today. I'm not eating pizza again." So we stopped to get something, and then I saw that there were these kimchi pickles on sale. I've had this brand with their pickled red onions, which I love on like salads and burgers, but they had kimchi freaking pickles, and we're about to taste and see if it's good or not. Child, I'm finna kill that. That's not gonna last long in this house, and no, I'm not sharing. Oh, that's good. I gotta be careful because I'll sit down and eat this whole entire container of pickles. I've never had kimchi pickles, but child, these are great. Why ever go back to regular pickles? Okay, I'm done. All right, let's talk about where we're at. Couple things. I've only read, I think, 78 pages. Let's do the math real quick, because I won't tell a lie. But I do think that I've only done 78 pages so far, because I read Heidi Heckleback to my kid tonight, and we did, let's see how many pages we do. We did 28 pages of Heidi Heckleback, and then I read 45 pages in my book, 73. So I read 73 pages so far. I have been listening to an audiobook, but I think that I'm not going to count my audiobook listen. And the only reason why I say I won't count that towards this challenge is because I am having a light week this week, which means that my audiobook listening can be off the chain, meaning that I can literally finish a book a day if I so choose. That means that it almost would defeat the purpose of this challenge. It wouldn't be difficult, right? And I'm not saying that reading has to be difficult, but I just thought that this would be it's a challenge. It'd be interesting to see what would end up happening. And like, for instance, I started listening to Steal from Thieves by MK Lob, which is a kind of like, it's a fantasy that has alchemy in it, but it's also kind of like a heist as well. They're thieves, and it's dual perspective, and we have a main character whose father, she can practice alchemy, but her father died from it, because when you practice alchemy, you pull from your own life, and eventually it drains you. And then we have another main character who was kind of pulled off of the streets by this finally feels like he feels like a mafia boss. That's the best way I know how to describe it. He feels like a mafia boss, and this mafia boss leader told him essentially, like, there's a necklace that I want and you need to go get it, or else there's going to be consequences. And he knows that because of the difficulty in stealing this necklace, he's going to need to enroll the help of this female main character, or heroine. Don't ask me anybody's names. Y'all know I don't remember anybody's names to save my life. So I listened to 26% of that. I'm already a quarter through that book. I think that book is 400 pages. So technically, if we would want to translate that into pages, it would be 100 pages, right? And then I would pretty much I could have pushed through more of that, but then I started thinking about, I was like, I don't want to do my pages like that. Like, I really want to genuinely, like, read all of my pages. Is that going to make this much more difficult for me? Absolutely, but we're going to see how it's going to go. So during my lunch break today, I did start the book, and I do need to finish this by Wednesday. I didn't realize that book club was coming that quick. My bad. This is the book club that I think I talked about last night at work. We do it every other month, and we do themes, and this month we're doing middle grader teen books that have disability representation, and I decided to go with The Whispering Dark, with the main female protagonist being deaf. The author is also deaf. I did not know that. And Kelly Andrew specifically focuses on writing deaf characters and like horror, fantasy-esque type books. And this one, we have a main character who goes deaf due to a illness, and she did not feel like she was ever going to get into school, and then she ends up getting into this academy that is strange, where people may or may not be magical. We don't exactly know. They may be magical. That's what we're going to go with. They may be magical. And we have a main male protagonist who can possibly jump in between worlds, and he recognizes a female main protagonist because of the fact that when they were younger, he apparently came back from the dead, and she was the one that was there when he first reappeared. So I feel like there's much more to it. Apparently the two of them are not supposed to have any type of like connection. They're not supposed to communicate with each other at all, and he's breaking those rules. And so I'm excited to see how far I can get into this one. Like I said, I'm on page 45. I've only done, counting my Heidi Heckleback stuff, I've only done the 73 pages, which Robin picked 256. So I still have 183 pages that I need to read tonight. Can it be done? Yes, it actually can be done. Don't ask me how. It can be done. And then I'm not going to talk about this, but I do need to get some pages done in Silver Elite. I'm not liking this book. That's all I'm going to say. Not liking it, but I am buddy reading this with my coworkers who are much further ahead than I am, and I think that I literally just got a text message in, and I think one of them is on chapter 48. So I have about 150 pages of this that I need to catch up on, and we're kind of just trying to finish the book within the next couple of days, and I want to be done because I'm over it. I'm not liking it. I'm just not. I'm not enjoying myself. I got a package, so we're gonna open that really quick. This is from Owlcrate. I do have an Owlcrate subscription. I'm very close to canceling because I'm not a huge fan of Owlcrate's designs, and I like some of them, but not all of them. And I am currently with Fairy Loot YA, and I like Fairy Loot's choices and their designs much better, but I wanted to do, and of course the one time I'm like, I don't really like the designs. I like the design of this book. So this is one that I've been looking forward to reading. It's Salvacion. I think that's how you pronounce it. Okay, this is actually like really, really pretty. I'm shocked. Like, this is gorgeous, y'all. Because some of the designs that I've gotten from them this year, I haven't been a huge fan of. But this is one where I like it, and I'll put the original cover here. I do like the original cover too, but I'm feeling this design. This is pretty. And these are the edges of it, like that. It's also ironically like cheaper for me to do Fairy Loot than it is for me to do Owlcrate, which I think is horrible. But this is it without the dust jacket, which I think is absolutely beautiful. Here are the end papers in the back. This is one of my favorite ones. Holy crap. Okay. This is one of my favorite ones that they have done this year. And then of course we have a note from the author and a signature. Yeah, this is one of my favorite ones. This is a young adult fantasy inspired by Zorro, if you couldn't tell. I think the quote on the back of the book is, I was Salvacion whether I wore the mask or not. And this is about a young Mexican woman who is dying to be free of societal expectations. Love a good story like that. I am excited for this. This is so pretty. This is gorgeous. Okay, I'm gonna get off of here. I have made for dinner, I made Jamaican patties. So I'm probably gonna eat one of those in a salad and get some of these kimchi pickles going. I think what I may do before I eat, it's late. It is late. I need to eat something. But I kind of want to hurry up and edit this Patreon video. So I'm going to do that first, and then I'm going to eat. So I also, before I get off of here, I also texted Liv earlier today. Liv from Olivia Reads a Latte. Hey boo! I texted her earlier and asked her to pick pages in between 100 to 400. She has no idea what's going on. As a matter of fact, she sent me these big emoji eyes like, girl, what are you asking me this for? Don't worry, you finna find out. She picked 255. I don't know whether it was destiny that Robin picked 256 and then Olivia picked 255, but what in the actual hell? Like, that's funny. That's hilarious. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get off of here. I'm gonna go edit. Then I'm gonna eat, and then we're gonna do some reading. So I will check in later. Hello. Okay, good morning. Good morning. I just dropped my kid off at summer camp, and I am now headed to work. I did not meet my page go. Girl, I was so tired last night. I ain't go front. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Your girl was exhausted. What ended up happening was that I had to finish up some stuff on a video that is going up today. Then I had a patron video I had to edit, and then I had my patron calendar that I had to make for June. I ended up doing a lot of other things last night that by the time I really sat down to read after I ate, mind you, because even after all of that, like, I still had to eat dinner, and it took me forever to get myself situated. So I didn't really sit down and start reading good until like 9:45. But I did finish 117 pages in The Whispering Dark, which is the copies in my book bag right now. Holy crap, I had to stop reading the book because it was scaring me. It's such a whip. I'm so damn scary. I was not expecting that book to be that creepy. It was creepy, okay? It is creepy. I don't even know, like, so basically there's this section where you find out that our male heroine, they call him Price. It's not his first name, but they call him by his last name, Price. Price there's something about Price, and I don't know where it is. Like, he's supposed to stay away from Lane, and when you're reading the book, you don't really know why he's supposed to stay away from Lane. You just hear like his internal monologue where he's like, I can't be near Lane, and it physically pains him to be near her, and it's some type of pact or agreement. Then the way that Kelly Andrew writes her books is very intriguing, because she doesn't break her books out into perspectives. It's just like when you're reading the chapter, you have to pay attention to like who's talking, right? And I think that this would have been a very difficult book to listen to on audio. So I'm happy that I am reading it physically, because I think it would have been kind of difficult for me to distinguish who was who in the context of the book, right? But I don't know what is going on, and like, I started tabbing it last night. I'm not writing in it, but I did start tabbing in it, and I'm kind of like, oh crap, okay, so what exactly is going to happen in regard to our main character, right? There's something about her, like, she's been sent to this school because she has some type of talent. This school practices the occult. Like, it's as simple as 1, 2, 3. Like, I know before I was talking about the fact that, oh yeah, like, they do jumping in between worlds. Yeah, that's only part of it, because by the time I was getting deep in that book last night, it's clear that they practice the occult. And so the jumping in between worlds is not the only thing that they do. There's some more evil forces at work. And Lane and her 2 friends, one is her roommate, one is a student that lives across the hall. They go to this place because her roommate is able to, she had a mental block, and I don't know exactly what her gift is, but she, I think, can connect with otherworldly beings. And then the roommate that lives across, or the student that lives across the hallway, she has almost like premonitions. She sees things before they happen, and she also can, what else can she, I think she just sees things, or she could sense things, but all of her stuff is premonition based, right? That, holy crap. Like, not like, they went to this place, and this place just had such bad energy, y'all. And Lane meets another character, and I was like, I don't even know if this character's alive. That's how rough it was. So I read that, and then I ended up reading 30 pages of Silver Elite. Once again, I don't really talk about adult books on this channel, but I'm not having, I just keep saying, I'm not having a good time. I'm like very, very close to DNFing it. One of my buddy read partners finished it, and that book literally put me to sleep last night. So I don't know. I'm going to try to make more progress. I'm going to attempt to finish it because it is a buddy read, but I'm telling you, I'm slogging. I have like 200 pages of that book left, and it's just not, it's not happening. But I just wanted to give you a quick check-in. Like I said, Liv gave me 255 pages, and I think I did not reach my goal by 86 pages. So I will put the new total on the screen. and let you know exactly how many pages I have to get done today. Today should be easier because I'm not doing any editing or anything like that. We do have gymnastics today, but I think that it will be easier. I think that I can reach my goal for today. We'll see what ends up happening, and I will check in later. So my SD card says I only have 12 minutes worth of content that I can make on here live, so we're gonna keep it short. I am home. We did gymnastics today, and I worked all day, so I guess I should start by saying that I DNF'd one of the audiobooks I was listening to. I was not having fun with it. Hold on. It was the pirate, well, not pirate. It was the heist one, the thieves one, to steal from thieves. I DNF'd it. I was not enjoying it. It was not my thing. I was like, I'm not going to spend the rest of my year slugging it through books that I absolutely don't like, which is going to be pretty ironic considering what I'm about to tell you next. But I did start another audiobook for Whom the Bell Tolls, which is the first book in the Hell's Bell series. I am probably going to primarily listen to that, but I should have put on the screen earlier, hopefully, because I did write my page notes down, that I needed to read 336 pages today. So I did end up during my lunch break, and I know, like, why do I do this to myself, knowing that I can't math to save my life? Good thing we have a calculator, right? Math was never my strong subject. So I read 37 pages of this during my lunch break. This is so wild. This is so dark and so creepy, and I still, at 156 pages in, or 154 pages into this, I still don't think I know exactly what is happening, but I'm okay with that. I think that Kelly Andrew is building the atmosphere of this book very well, and she's leading up to something that I think will make sense by the time I get into the later part of this book. I'm in part 2, and we've had some reveals that I was like, okay, so what exactly did y'all sign up for at this school? Like, what type of occult foolery are we dealing with? So I read 37 pages of that. Remember, I need to read 336. So with that being completed, I needed to do 300 pages. Goodness gracious, I can't math. More specifically, 299. That's where the 200 was coming in, if you want to do exactly, but I'm just rounding it up to 300 pages. I actually have read, believe it or not, in this book, I've read 110 pages of this book. So I do not, let's see, doing my math here. So I have 189 more pages that I need to read in order to catch up from yesterday and then meet my page goal count for today. I have maybe like 60-ish, 66, maybe like 70, maybe 70 is like a better kind of calculation. I have about 70 pages left of that. I do plan on finishing that tonight. And I have book club tomorrow at work, so I kind of need to get through a huge chunk of this tonight as well. So we're going to see what's going to happen, how much I'm going to get read tonight. However, I do want to take a break. I know it's 9 o'clock. I probably won't go to sleep till around like 12. That's usually what time I go to bed. 6-7 hours of sleep is usually good for me. So I probably go to bed around 12 o'clock. But before I go to bed, hear me out. Season 7 of Love Island USA starts tonight. It is the summer affair, okay? I watched season 6 last summer, and a time was had. I was there with the rest of social media eating it up. So I got myself some Boom Chicka Pop. Some Boom Chicka Pop popcorn. I don't know if y'all have ever seen these. the Colonel seasons. And they are like popcorn seasoning. I have the garlic parmesan, which is not my kid's favorite, but I like it. She'll take it as a substitute. She likes the regular cheddar cheese seasoning, but I'm gonna put that on my popcorn. And a friend of mine at work got me a bottle of sparkling Moscato. So we're only gonna do one glass because I do have to work tomorrow, and I'm like, I don't want to go to work feeling off. And wine has a tendency to do that to me. If I drink too much, it dehydrates me quickly. So we're gonna do a glass of this, a bowl of popcorn with some seasoning, and then we're gonna tune into Love Island. And then after that, I will get ready for bed and try to get the rest of my pages done. But yeah, this has been fun. Oh, I should say, I did text Alana today, and I asked Alana to give me a number in between 100 to 400. She asked me why. I didn't tell her why. I just said, thank you. And then she was just like, welcome. She gave me 224 pages for tomorrow, which I'm starting to think that my friends don't have, like, I don't know if they're having like an idea of what this is and everybody's just trying to be nice to me. But everybody's been like giving me low numbers. It's been 224, 255, 256. Like, I haven't had anybody stretch me out to 400 pages, and I'm shocked. But I feel like if I text Bree, I'm gonna text Bree tomorrow and ask Bree to choose my number for Thursday. And I feel like Bree is going to be the one that's going to push me up. I don't know why I get this feeling, but I just do. I just think that she's going to be the one that's going to give me the highest number. But we'll go from there. But yeah, I am not really, I mean, the only book that I'm really enjoying right now that I'm reading is The Whispering Dark. So yeah, it's interesting. But getting these pages in and prioritizing reading with my eyes is good. I do read with my eyes a lot. I think that was my big thing for this year, is that I wanted to prioritize reading physical books. And so I'm trying to do that. I still listen to my audio all the time. I still read digitally, but I wanted to pick up some physical books. I don't know, like, once I finish The Whispering Dark, I don't know what I'm going to pick up next. I haven't decided yet. I do have a couple things from the library that I really need to get through, like ASAP No Rocky, but we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. All right, y'all, I will check in. I'll either check in tonight or I'll wait to check in tomorrow. It probably will be tomorrow, because honestly, after I watch Love Island and get ready for bed, I'm just gonna want to just relax and read and not really update. So update will be coming when I have another update. Bye. Child, I gotta hurry because my battery finna die. Okay. Hello. Hi. Glass of wine. I forgot how crazy this summer gets when Love Island is on, because I do nothing. I get nothing accomplished. Nothing gets done. I had patron sprints tonight. I'm still doing sprints right now. But that first sprint, Love Island came on at 9 o'clock. So I had to watch the update. And last night, after Love Island was delayed, it in fact did not come on at 10 o'clock. And I was confused for like 20 minutes. It was just a mess. It was too chaotic for my liking. I did not end up reading much else, but I did finish this book. I did finish that. No comment. I did finish that. And I still did not. I'm having a horrible time with my pages. I just want to say that I'm having a horrible time. So I did yesterday. I did end up doing 40 pages of The Whispering Dark, 183 pages of Silver Elite, reading 223 pages for the day. I carried over from the 336 that I was supposed to finish, which means that I had to read 337 today. Instead of trying to hurry up and finish The Whispering Dark for book club for work today, what I ended up doing was reading Speechless, which is a middle grade graphic novel. That was 256 pages. I was able to finish that before I had book club this afternoon, because it is in fact a middle grade graphic novel, and it's a main character who has selective mutism, and she loves stop motion animation, and she talks a lot at home, but when she gets to school she does not talk. She has social anxiety, and it's about her going to therapy, like she's in therapy in real time, like on page, and working through a friendship that ended when she was in second grade, and she's having a hard time healing from it, especially when that friend ends up having to move into her house for a short period of time while her mother handles some things that they have going on within the framework of their family. I love the artwork. I love the representation. I thought it was very well done. I love the author's note attached to it, and I'm going to give that one 4 stars. Like I said, it was great. Then I ended up reading 36 pages of Heidi Heckelbeck Cast a Spell. So that was 2 chapters that I read with my kiddo this evening. Now, with I think those pages, I think I have somewhere like around 81 to read, and I'm going to do 2 things. I'm not going to finish The Whispering Dark today. I don't think I'm going to pick that up. I just don't like reading that one at night. That's the problem. And because I focused on reading that graphic novel during my breaks today while I was at work, I did not pick it up today. I probably will attempt to pick it up tomorrow. I have been reading a little bit out of Great Big Beautiful Lie, so I will continue that for this evening to see if I can make my pages. And then I have 60 odd pages to read in The Last Magician, because I am buddy reading this with Alana, Ray, Chanel, Bree, Monet, and Robin. Make sure I got the whole crew in there. We're reading The Last Magician. Monet has crafted an entire page thing for us to follow. And so today, first day, we're supposed to read 64 pages. Have I read my 64 pages? Absolutely not. But I'm going to read my 64 pages tonight because I don't want to fall behind, because I have other buddy reads that are going to be starting within the next couple of weeks, and other projects that I have to begin reading for within the next couple of days. I did end up texting Bree today, and she shocked me, y'all. Bree only gave me 115 pages. Shocking. I thought Bree was going to take me up high. Bree was 115. I was like, man. Which, you know what? That's okay, because I think 115 is definitely attainable. If I read more, it'll be great. I'm going to text Ray tomorrow. I wonder if Ray is going to be the person that's going to skyrocket me. I thought it would be Bree, but it might be Ray. So we'll see what ends up happening. I'm going to just pick that stuff up tonight. I'm about to wrap it up because patron sprints end in about an hour, and that's going to be it for the night. I didn't really update much today because today was a busier day. Unfortunately, I didn't really listen to my audiobook today. I kind of just wanted to work in silence. I just needed that today to be able to focus on some stuff. So I didn't really listen to any audiobooks. I listened to a little bit of For Whom the Bell Tolls throughout, this evening, a little bit in the car and stuff like that. But not any significant audiobook listening. So we're going to read those, and then tomorrow I will update you on the pages that I have for if I met my page goal today. I want to meet my page goal at least once, right? Just one time. I'm trying to see here. Yeah, 81 pages. I think I could do 81 pages. I think I can do 81 pages before bed tonight. Let's see. Y'all will find out tomorrow. You will find out if I did my 81 pages. But good night, and we'll chat with y'all tomorrow. Bye.
in knots. Karma keeps me cautious.
Hello. So surprise, I have some B-roll footage of me from Wednesday reading my book, but yesterday I did not read much physically at all, right? So I should probably give a better update than that. So I did contact Ray. Ray gave me pages. I think Ray's choice was 274 pages. Everybody has literally stayed within a 200 range or lower, because I also reached out to Shay, and Shay, or maybe Ray's wasn't that. I'm trying to think. I have the correct numbers. I'm going to put everyone's correct numbers on the screen because I'm clearly getting something wrong here. But everyone has been so considerate of the pages, and you know what? Actually, in the grand scheme of things now, I'm happy that they were considerate of my pages, because I was not able to really read anything yesterday or Wednesday. I was exhausted. I got super busy, and so I am way behind on pages, which I kind of figured would happen. And technically, I'm really not way behind on pages because I read probably anywhere between like 10 to 12 picture books, and those are about 30 to 48 pages a piece. So technically, somewhere in there, I have read 300 pages worth of picture books, but I mean, and that definitely can count. I'm not going to say that picture books can't count, but there were some things that I wanted to read in order to reach that page count, and so now I'm somewhere in the 500 range because I had stuff that was left over from Wednesday. Then I had Ray's page count, and then Shay gave me her page count. 500 pages today before this vlog goes up. So we are going to see how that's going to go. We have to go to the grocery store first this morning, and then I have to clean this house. So the other and I have to make breakfast. So one of the things that is pretty interesting too is that I am almost finished with For Whom the Bell Tolls. And that is a 600 page book, but I'm listening to that on audio, and I have about 2 hours left. So it's not that I haven't been reading this week. That's not the case at all. It's just that I think Wednesday and Thursday kind of hit me pretty hard in terms of busyness, and then me just being tired and not wanting to read with my eyes. And so now I'm going to make up for it today. I have a couple of things. I'm trying to like hold this mic and do this at the same time, which is low-key kind of hard. So if my voice is a little distant, that's why. But I do have Standing Behind the Supermarket with You, Volume 3. I do need to get to this one because I need to return it back to the library. Sea Legs, I need to finish because this actually has a hold on it. And I did not realize that it generated a hold. We know that I've been working on Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. This reads rather quickly, so I could just do some significant damage in this book. And then I also had started another graphic novel last week that I need to get finished too. And this is the Are You Afraid of the Dark graphic novel series, The Witch's Wings and Other Terrifying Tales. So this is another one that I need to finish. But we are going to get it together and figure it out. I should have put everything on the page of what my page count should look like for the rest of the day. And hopefully I'm able to read over 500 pages. We'll see how it goes. But I will check in periodically through the rest of the day. Probably do a very, very quick wrap up in the morning and then get this vlog posted.
To believe that I am saved, but I am still new at getting old. Pay these dues and wear down these bones.
Hey y'all, so we are at the final clip of this video. I'm excited to say that we have reached our goal, and I completed all the pages that I was supposed to complete by the end of this week. It got kind of weird on Thursday and Friday. I know I inserted that very weird clip on yesterday. The clip from yesterday is kind of weird because I don't really have my page count stuff together, and I was trying to figure things out. But what I was basically trying to say is that Thursday and Friday got really, really hectic, and so I drastically fell behind. I didn't really read a lot on Thursday and Friday just because of how my schedule ended up working out, but I was able to make up for it predominantly yesterday and a little bit this morning. So I did end up completing the challenge. I ended up reading 1,459 pages in total with my eyes over the course of the week, which is interesting. Not that I am surprised by it, but I do think that you can get shocked at how much you end up physically reading when there's some sort of challenge behind it. So we're going to do a brief recap of everything that I read. I actually did end up, and this is kind of off a little bit, I did end up finishing For Whom the Bell Tolls on audio, but I wasn't counting my audio towards my pages, because if I was counting it, that book was 640 pages long, but I did not end up counting that. I also do not have my physical copy of The Whispering Dark. It's somewhere downstairs. I just wanted to get this clip done. It is the weekend, so I'm trying to do this while having my child occupied at the same time, which makes things a little complicated, but I did end up reading over 100 pages of that. I'm hoping to finish that in the upcoming week. As soon as I get finished filming this clip, I'm going to film another clip to open up the next week's vlog. That way we are keeping this routine going. I did end up reading Speechless. This was the graphic novel I read for my workbook club, which was a middle grade graphic novel that featured a main character with selective mutism. I really enjoyed that one, and I ended up giving it 4 stars. And then the other books that I ended up finishing this week included Silver Elite by Danny Francis. I have my thoughts, which my patrons will find out. I also finished Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. Working through, granted, I had already started reading these like coming into this vlog, but still I think the biggest accomplishment was knocking out these big beast of books, because they're both a little bit on the longer side, but I will save my thoughts on those for my patrons. I did also end up finishing The Witch's Wings and Other Terrifying Tales by Taylor K. Mejia. This is a part of the Are You Afraid of the Dark original graphic novel series. I have the one by Rose A. Brown downstairs. I may try to get through that this upcoming week, depending upon what else I need to get done, but this was good. It is told in it's told like episodic as vignettes, because the main character is, how do I put it? She's auditioning for this role within this group of kids. Like, they all do scary storytelling, and they don't want to just let her in the group, so she has to technically audition, and she does, and she tells 3 stories, and the 3 stories are what we end up reading about. It was done very much so in classic Are You Afraid of the Dark form, which I enjoyed, so I'm going to end up giving that one 4 stars. I guess I could tell y'all my ratings of the other 2. Silver Elite I gave 1 star. Great Big Beautiful Life I gave 4. Very contrasting there. And then to finish us off for the week, I ended up reading Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You, Volume 3. I'm going to give this one 3 stars. I can't really say much about it because we are already in Volume 3 at this point, but I did not enjoy this as much as I anticipated. I'm ready for us to step into a new phase of this story, because if you didn't know anything about this series, what I can tell you is that it follows a middle-aged guy who's kind of like burdened by his job. He goes to the supermarket. He has a favorite cashier. She's really, really sweet, really, really nice. And then he goes to smoke a cigarette. He ends up behind the supermarket, and he meets another person that is in extreme opposition to everything that he knows about his favorite cashier, right? It's a story of mistaken identity, but the issue with that is that until you, like, if you don't start breaking into the story soon enough, it becomes very repetitive, right? Because we as readers know exactly what's going on. It's just that not every character is necessarily aware of what's going on. And so because we have that knowledge, it makes the story fall stale very, very quickly. And I was not as intrigued reading this one. To be quite honest, I found myself like really slugging through it, almost to a point where I was like, do I just DNF it? And so I don't know what my stance is going to be in completing the series. I may check out some reviews for volume 4 to see if we make some progress, because by the time I got to the last couple of panels, then I was like, okay, we're getting a little better here. Like there's more happening here. So maybe volume 4 is where we have a little bit of breakthrough. I don't know. I'll have to see. But I am reading this through my library, so I don't feel as like pressed because I don't own the series. It's just one that I ended up picking up that I am reading. So that is it, everyone. I'd like to thank everyone who gave me page counts. That's Robin, Olivia, Ray, Alana, Bree, Shay. You are all appreciated, loved, and adored. Thank you for pushing me to challenge myself this week and making significant space and time to really read with my eyes. And shout out to Leandra again for making this video and inspiring me. You are an amazing human. I absolutely love and adore all of your content. And so this was fun for me to do. But I must say, I think through the context of the challenge, I was like, oh my gosh, like none of my friends, nobody's giving me like in the 300s or like, up to 400. Like nobody was giving me those max numbers, but I really appreciate them and respect them for, honestly, like, I think knowing what my life is like and having an inkling and being like, girl, whatever you're doing, we're not going to push you too hard. And so I respect and appreciate them for that. But yes, all right, y'all, I am going to end it here because I am going to start my next weekly vlog. As always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content from me, click the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications. If you're looking for ways to support the channel or follow me on social media, all the links be down in the description box below, and I will be back with another video soon.